Here we have a SAT math problem. Okay, let's go to the question. In the xy plane above, a circle is tangent to the x-axis at R and the y-axis at P, and line L passes through the points of tangency. If the area of the circle is 100 pi, what is the equation of line? Okay, using the given information, we have to get the equation of this line L, and this line passes through the points of tangency. Actually, the circle is tangent to y-axis at the point P and tangent to the x-axis at the point R. So the line L passes to these 2 points. Okay, here we have the area of the circle, that is 100 pi. So area of the circle is equal to 100 pi. We know the formula to get area of a circle, that is pi r square. Okay, here this r represents the radius of the circle. Okay, let me write 100 pi on the right side. Okay, now in this equation, we can solve for r, which represents the radius of the circle. For that, we have to divide both sides of this equation by pi. Then this 5 pi will cancel, the same here. Then we get r square equals to 100. Okay, now to get rid of the square we have over here, we have to take square root on both sides. When I take square root on both sides, the square root and square will cancel out. Usually when we take square root on both sides of an equation, for the square root which contains number inside, we consider positive or negative sign. But here on the left side, we have radius of the circle. Radius of the circle can now be a negative value. So we can consider only positive sign for this square root. Okay, here we have r on the left side and the square root of 100 is 10. Okay, here I got the radius of this circle, that is 10. Okay, now let me mark the center of the circle over here. And let me draw a vertical radius and a horizontal radius over here. This is a vertical radius. And now let me mark an horizontal radius over here. This is an horizontal radius. Let me mark it again. Okay, here the length of this segment is 10 and the length of this segment is also 10 because both of them represent the radius of the circle. Okay, here since this is an horizontal radius and this is a vertical radius, the angle between these two line segments is right angle, and always the angle between the x-axis and y-axis over here is right angle. And also we know that this is an horizontal line segment because it's on the x-axis, and this is a vertical line segment, it's on the y-axis. Since both these line segments are vertical line segments, they must be parallel, and also here these two line segments are horizontal line segments, they must be parallel. Okay, here in this quadrilateral, opposite sides are parallel. Since we have right angle over here and right angle over here, and the length of this segment and this segment are equal in length, so this four-sided figure must be a square. Then all the four sides of a square must be equal. Then the length of this side OR must be 10. The length of this side OP also must be 10. Okay, here now we can find the slope of line L using this line segment OP and OR, that is using the formula rise over run. Okay, let me write the stuff. That is a slope of line L equals to rise over run. Since this is a falling line, we can consider negative sign for the slope, because when you look at this line from left side to right side, it's going down. So the slope has to be a negative value. Okay, now to get the rise, we have to get the length of this vertical line segment over here, that is 10. So the rise is 10. And to get the run, we have to get the length of this horizontal line segment over here, that is also 10. So negative 10 divided by 10 is just 1. That is, we get negative 1 as a slope of this line L. And also, since the length of this line segment OP over here is 10, then the value we have on the y-axis at the point P is 10. Actually, this point P is the y-intercept of this line L. Then we can mark the y-intercept as a point, that is 0, 10. Okay, here the y-coordinate at the y-intercept of the line is 10. Now we can get the equation of line L in slope-intercept form. Okay, let me write the stuff over here. Equation of line L. So the slope-intercept form equation of line is y equals to mx positive b. Okay, here this m represents the slope of the line. Already we got the slope of line L, that is negative 1. We can plug in negative 1 for this m times x. Okay, here this b represents a y-coordinate at the y-intercept of the line. Just now we got the y-intercept of the line as a point over here. So here the y-coordinate is 10. This is the value of b. So we can plug in this 10 for b over here. Then we get positive 10. We get y equals to negative 1 times x is negative x positive 10. Okay, here I got the equation of line L, that is y equals to negative x positive 10. And I find this stuff exactly in answer choice B. The correct answer choice for this question is B.